Success comes down to mindset. I strongly believe in the fact that if you don't have the results you want today, it's because of your mindset, of your thoughts. What's up, traders? Welcome back to Stockholm in Sweden. Today I want to share with you some things that I've seen successful traders think. So some thoughts that they have. These people that think millions, that have like a really big result, or people that just like trade for a living. What kind of things they think about all day and what kind of thoughts they have. Now you will realize from this that people have thoughts that you might not have, and people have thoughts that you also might have right now, and you gotta learn how to deal with them and what you can do to kind of improve your thoughts on a daily basis. So I want to go through these 5 thoughts I've seen people have, and I want to discuss each of them. The very first thing I see millionaire traders or really successful traders think about, like everyone else in life, successful people might think about the fact that they're not sure this will work. They might say, oh, I'm not sure this will work. I've tried something out, it might not work. It's kind of a thought of being not sure about the result. And that is something that you might think that successful people don't have. Like you do something, you think that they're always like really confident about the result. And in reality, it's not really the case. People are never really confident about the result. And I've seen that people think about this sometimes, but the thing is they don't get affected by it. They don't say, well, I'm not sure this will work, so I'm gonna just stay home and do nothing. They instead take action and they resolve this kind of lack of confidence when they have it by getting results, by making things work, by implementing new ideas, testing things out. And that's the biggest difference between people that get result and get no result. People that worry and get no result, they don't put in the action. People that worry and get result, they put the action. They did some things to prevent not getting result, to make sure they will get the result that they want to have. And that could mean a good month in trading or something successful in their business. They've been there to put in the work. And they thought about the fact that even though they don't feel like it, or even though they feel like they might not be getting the result they want, they still need to do something. They still need to be there active and doing the work. And it doesn't mean that because you feel something, it's going to happen and it's going to be the same in real life. So you got to think about that fact. So if you want to think right now you have the result that you want at the end of the month, think about how you can flip this to taking action to get those results. And ultimately that's much better than just staying home and doing nothing. Okay, so that's the first thing I've seen. Now the second thing I've seen successful traders think about, no matter what happens, I'll figure it out and I'll find a way to make it work. This is something I've seen over and over again. Probably the biggest thing between people that don't have the result that they want and people that have big, massive result is that people that don't have a result, they just say, well, it doesn't work. This is so bad, big problem, this doesn't work, I'm pissed off, frustrated, I'm angry, I don't say I can make it work, I'm really challenged, I feel bad. But the other people that get the result, they always say, well, no matter what happens, I'll figure it out. It's just fine. I'll see what happens. And even if it crashes, even if it doesn't work, even if I have the result that I don't want to have, I'll find a way to tweak it. And that comes from a confidence in the fact that you can make this change and you can make things happen. And for me, I've seen this a lot with traveling. Like when I travel, I get to experience this, the fact that a lot of crap happens, but you got to figure out a way to make it work and flip it. And you become really quickly solution focused. This is going to be applied in trading, of course, and other things in life. But your trading can also teach that. If you've seen that in the past you were not successful, you did something to make it switch and make it work, then you develop in yourself a confidence that no matter what happens, you'll find a way to make it work. And that confidence, that kind of understanding is really crucial for people. But the thing is, to get there, you gotta put in the work and you gotta see yourself getting in crap and recovering faster. Okay, so that's something you gotta experience. No, there's no other way to feel confident unless you've been in crap and in tough times and recovered. Okay, so that's what I've seen people think about all the time as well. The third thought very successful people and traders have is they think about all day, how can I improve? How can I make this better? How can I switch this? How can I accelerate my result? They think about this all the time. And people that don't have a result, they always think about, oh, this is a good result, I'm happy, I'm gonna go on the beach, have fun. Or this is bad result, I'm gonna stay home and cry. Like they don't think about how can I improve. And this how can I improve thought, if you have it running in your mind constantly, is allowing you to kind of always improve and always become better. Now you gotta think about how can you improve, but you also gotta think about how can you make a plan to improve. And that plan is really crucial. So I've seen people that like all the time you talk about them, they always like find ways that you can improve. They always suggest you things. And that's because in their mind, they're used to thinking about how can I improve personally? How can I make things better? And developing that mindset, those thoughts, you get them by just practicing. So for the longest time myself, I would sit down every single evening and write down in my journal, and I still do it sometimes these days. I write down a few questions, but the last one of that list is how can I improve? How can I change something? What is something that I can do to become better? And I only pick one thing. I would write down this every night before bed, and I would find a lot of ways to improve. But that was like my challenge for the next day, to improve. And I kind of trained myself with this to just find ways to improve all the time. And now I can find ways just like this, quickly, like just in a click, because I've practiced it. And you might want to do the same. Find ways you can improve all the time, and it's going to become a habit. And when you make this a habit, you can improve like in a click and really fast. So that's really, really cool. However, and this is the fourth thing that successful traders think about, is they say, my trading results right now might not be the best. They might not be good. They might be in a drawdown or whatever, but they will recover. And that means that they understand the principle that there will be some seasons that you get good result, and some seasons that you don't get good result and you get crappy result. And part of it might be you need to find solution, but part of it might be you just need to kind of stick in the process and let it go a little bit for some time until your result kind of catch up to where they're supposed to be. Now, if you always stress about your result and if you always say, well, my results are bad, how can I fix this quickly? It might not work and you might not find solution. Or you might be kind of trying to make things work quickly and make it happen when you just need to wait and you just need to be patient and kind of stick to the process you've built in the past. So that's a kind of change to the thought number 3 about how can I improve, and the other one before about no matter what happens, I'll figure it out. But it's also about the fact of just letting things go and seeing the result later. And you might have to be patient. We learn as traders to be really patient, and that's something that you want to develop yourself as well. That's going to pay a lot more in the future too. So understand the seasons. That's something that Jim Rohn talks about. That some seasons are good, some are bad. But that always, when a tough season is there, when you have a tough time, there's always something better coming in later. Like, that's for sure. It cannot be always bad. It's like winter and summer. It cannot be always winter. It got to be summer at some point. And that's the same thing with trading. Okay? So the last final thought that I've seen really successful traders have is they think, or they say, I'm only one skill away from the result I want to have, from the big breakthroughs. And that means that they are always open to experimenting, trying things out, building new skills. Because they know this one skill that they learn might be the biggest change ever, might be the biggest breakthrough they're going to see. And that means, like, for example, I for some time was trading manually, and then the next skill I had to develop was automation. And that one skill leads to a breakthrough. Now, you might be at home and you might be saying, well, oh, there's all these things I want to learn, all these kind of things about trading and stuff, and I don't see how I can make a breakthrough with this. But it might be only one thing you learn that gets you a breakthrough. But if you don't learn it, if you just say, oh, I'm not gonna learn, I'm fine now, you won't get the breakthrough, right? So you gotta be always willing to learn something new, learn new skills, practice, read some books, but books that will help you improve, or take some courses, have a coach. Because these things, you might only get one thing that will get a breakthrough. Like, you might learn 5 skills that lead nowhere, and then this one skill that gives you a breakthrough. So it's going to be different for everyone, of course. So you got to be willing to experiment and try things out. So guys, I hope that makes sense. These are the 5 thoughts I've seen successful millionaire traders have, and all these like really successful people. Comment below with your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Here are a few comments from the past video. I appreciate you guys for leaving comments in the comment section. And with that being said, I'll catch you back probably in Montreal or somewhere in Asia. I need to figure out where to go exactly. Ciao.